Hello, my name is Jonathan Harris, and my friends and I are currently competing in a robotics competition called Bauble. Our first tournament for the 2021 season was this Saturday, and we ended up doing pretty well. I'm going to be making a series on the development process our team has taken to get to this point where we are ready for this tournament. But before that, I wanted to make a video explaining what Botball is so that people can follow along with the development process and know what's going on. I also thought it would be good to make a video explaining Botball so that other people competing in the tournaments can show it to their parents and family. I know for me, my family is completely lost when trying to watch one of my competitions. Hopefully I can explain this competition clearly and concisely so that anyone can show this video to their family, helping them at least get a basic grasp of what Botball is, allowing them to view the competition with a much higher level of understanding. So first, let's talk about what Bauble is as a program, and then I'll jump into how the competition works and all the various complexities there. So this is what a Bauble table looks like. It changes every season, so teams always have new challenges and problems to overcome. As you can see, this Bauble table is reflected across the middle. This is because Bauble is a head-to-head competition, with teams facing off in a double elimination style tournament. The object of the competition is to get as many points as possible, or at least more than the team you're going up against. You get points by doing any of the tasks listed on the season score sheet. For example, this year you get 150 points if Bot Guy is on your side, as well as a times 3 multiplier for points in that area of the board. There are many different tasks, all with varying point values depending on how hard they are to accomplish. Each team gets 2 robots that start in the start box or boxes depending on how the board is set up that year. These 2 bots have exactly 2 minutes to run around their side and gather as many points as possible to win the round, sometimes even working together to get even bigger points. But what makes Botball different from many other robotics competitions is that Botball is completely autonomous, which means there are no controllers. Since we have no controllers, this means the bots have to move around the table completely by themselves. Once the match starts, it's all hands off, meaning whatever happens, happens. This can lead to some funny results, where teams just have to sit by and watch as their bots are torn apart by each other, or the table. But one of the main goals of a Botball team is reducing the amount of error these robots encounter when running around the table. Each year, at the beginning of the season, roughly 3 to 4 months before the first competition, teams are shown what that year's board looks like for the first time. Each team will have to build a replica of this table at their home workshop to use and prepare with. The teams have the next 3 to 4 months to come up with the plan, use the pieces provided in the parts kit to build a robot from scratch, and program these robots to do the tasks the team has selected. One of the best things about Botball is that no 2 robots will ever look exactly the same. Some may look similar, but they are all unique in their own way. It's always fun to see the drastically different ways that someone else took to achieve the same result as you, or see the totally different and crazy way someone went to solve a brand new problem you hadn't even thought of before. Now that you know what Botball is, let's take a look at some examples from this year. What you're seeing here is the first iteration of my robot from this year named Big Bertha. This first version is just tasked with leaving the start box, grabbing Bot Guy on our side, giving us 150 points, and then taking the orange ball and putting it in Bot Guy's place, locking in another solid 300 points. Yes, this robot is built on top of a Roomba vacuum cleaner. Roomba is one of the sponsors of Botball, so we get these special Roombas with USB connections that can receive commands from the computer here. These controllers are the driving force behind all robots for Botball. We can upload code to these devices and then can execute that code to drive the motors and servos and sensors I plug into it. As I mentioned earlier, Botball is a double elimination style tournament. This is how the teams can compete against each other. When you go to a tournament, or at least when you could go to tournaments, one team will be on one side of the table and one team will be on the other. They both start at the same time and race to get the most points. It's also a fight to get the coveted middle pieces that both teams have equal access to. This adds a more competitive element, as robots can take away points in the middle from another team. Another interesting facet of double elimination is Disruptor Robots. Disruptor Robots are usually smaller robots that will cross over the board to go to the other team's side and try to mess them up. It gets really interesting when teams try to block Disruptor Robots or get around them in really cool ways. But double elimination is only 1/3 of the competition. Teams also have seeding rounds before the tournament that place them into the double elimination bracket. But another major part of Botball is documentation. All the months leading up to the tournament, teams have to document their process and turn in presentations and papers detailing the process, as well as giving an on-site presentation the day of the competition. Teams will be graded on all this documentation, and will factor into their overall score. That is because to win the overall Botball competition, it takes more than just winning one of these 3 sections. Each section is 1/3 of your score, so winning first in seeding doesn't mean you win overall, but it also doesn't mean that if you get 5th in elimination, you still couldn't win overall. This is just an introduction to Bauble, but hopefully it will help anyone who's wanting to watch a Bauble competition or understand what is happening in any of my videos detailing our robotics team process for this season. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.